Hi, I'm Karl Krumpolz, writer, artist, cartoonist for 30 Miles of Crazy and Modern Drunkard magazine. I will be at Denver Comic Con this Memorial Day weekend down in the Artist Valley. Come down, bring me a drink would be awesome, and pick up some artwork. So I hope to see you there. And you are watching Groovey.TV.
Yeah. Hey, this is Groovey. I'm here with Karl, Krumpolz here at the Breckenridge Brewery, talking about Denver Comic Con and his wicked art. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm freaking awesome. So stoked for the con this year.
Yep.
Well, you brought some show and tell. What do you got?
All right. I guess we'll start with the main thing. My comic book, 30 Miles of Crazy.
Which I personally love. I think it's so hilarious. It's so good.
It's the weekly web comic, mostly about drinking stories that people have related to me that I illustrate. It's truish tales of the city and the characters and bars and people you just meet around the city. So I've been doing it now for about 2 years, weekly, every Friday. And this book came out last Denver Comic Con. This is the first 70 weeks of the comic. This Denver Comic Con, hope to get the next book out, which is the next year. Yeah, it's going to be. Right now, the tentative title is Another Round.
Okay. So that's actually just going to launch at Comic Con, hopefully.
Yes, it'll be brand new at Denver Comic Con.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's so cool. So tell me about some of the stories. What are some of your favorite ones?
Oh well, I mean, as I said, these are stories that people like either have happened to me, or people have told me because they know I do this thing and I just illustrate it. My favorite one so far has been a gentleman who years ago told me, well, he told me a story recently, but years ago he found a dead guy in a hotel, not a hotel, a dive bar restroom in the middle of the morning. Like he came in one morning, he was the first customer there, and there was a dead guy in the restroom. That's by far.
Leave it to Colfax.
Yeah, leave it to Colfax. As I said, most of the stories are in Denver, just because that's where I live. But there have been stories that people have related to me that are from all across the nation. I mean, San Francisco, San Diego, Boston, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Las Vegas, New York. So I've gotten stories from all over the country.
So you have the based on a true story, names and places may have changed.
I don't name any place. I try not to name any place to let the reader, if they're familiar with Denver, go, oh, that's the Lion's Lair, obviously. You you draw a picture of the outside, and you can tell that. So yeah, so I'm still doing this. It's
never heard of the Lion's Lair, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Never heard of it. The world famous Lion's Lair. Yes. And Blucifer's on the cover, so.
You gotta love Blucifer.
Yeah, everyone loves Blucifer.
You know what you should do is, like, I forget the artist right now, and I'm gonna be hated for this, but you should do, at the con, you should meet the guy who does 30 Days of Night, and you do 30 Miles of Crazy and combine them.
Oh yeah, Vampires Drinking, that was. So, Steve Niles. Steve Niles does 30 Days of Night. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so.
Thanks for the help.
No worries. Comic book geeks.
What else you got here, man?
To keep the drinking theme, this debuted last year, and I still have copies. This is a postcard set of famous drunks and their quotes about alcohol. So, like this first one is Tallulah Bankhead, which supposedly her dying words was bourbon. And we've got Bukowski, Winston Churchill, Dorothy Parker, George Burns, Hemingway, Nick and Nora Charles from The Thin Man, of course, Oliver Reed, and W.C. Fields. So yeah, so I sell the sets of these.
So what are some of these quotes on here?
Okay. Is this R-rated or PG?
That's up to you, sir. We can take this in any direction you'd want to go.
It's like Oliver Reed, I have two ambitions in life. One is to drink every pub dry, and the other is to sleep with every woman on earth.
Pretty good goal.
Hemingway, always do sober what you said you do drunk. That'll teach you to keep your mouth shut. And this one, I was surprised by this one. George Burns, who you never think of as a as a big drunkard. But he just had a brilliant quote. He said, "It only takes one drink to get me drunk. The trouble is I can't remember it's the 13th or the 14th."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and Nick and Nora, I based my mustache on him. So, oh yeah, Nick Charles is the important thing about making a cocktail is the rhythm, rhythm in your shaking. Now, a Manhattan you shake to a foxtrot time, the Bronx to a two-step time, a dry martini you always shake to waltz time.
That's pretty like technical.
Yeah.
There's some math in there.
Yeah. So I'll have these down at my table at Denver Comic Con in the Artist Valley. I don't know the number yet because they haven't announced it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's in here?
It's the same sort of thing.
Okay. Completely different.
But completely different. Those are the booze. This is my. This is actually a really good seller for me. It's my geek card set because I'm a huge, and I've said in this other interviews, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. Okay. So I did a postcard set of portraits of all 13 Doctors. So you got Hartnell, Troughton, Pertwee, Tom Baker, Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, John Hurt, Eccleston, Tennant, Smith, and Capaldi.
Okay. Can you show a couple of those to the
sure.
camera there?
So slowly fan through these. And a do 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 do. I'm pretty sure everyone licked off by now.
We brought him back in, baby. We brought him back in. So you've been wearing the horse mask and the ukulele at that con again?
Yeah. I usually have the dreaded banjolele with me. Again, to pass the time. And I got the horse mask. I haven't worn the horse mask as much last year, just simply because it seems like they're all over the place now. And, you got to be once it gets a little too many people are doing it, it doesn't have the same impact, I guess.
Yeah.
Though,
totally agree.
I totally would love to get the horse mask and somehow paint it blue to make it look like Blucifer. That would be awesome.
Well, they do make blue paint.
They do make blue paint.
All right, man. So besides your booth and your art and everything, what are you most excited about for Denver Comic Con this year?
Lord, I don't know. I usually don't get to do much about Denver Comic Con, like walking around, because I'm usually at my table most of the time. So yeah, I really don't know. I haven't seen any of the programming yet. Yeah. So that sounds like a really lame excuse. I know Jonan's going to be there. I heard that, and Paul McGann, who is one of the doctors, and I would like to meet him, of course. But yeah, that's
Kelly LeBrock. How about that?
Oh, the girl, the woman in the red dress. Oh yeah.
Weird Science.
Weird Science. Yeah. Sure. I didn't know. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Right on, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
This is Groovy. I'm here with Karl, Christian Krumpolz here at Breckenridge Brewery, Denver, Colorado. See you at Denver Comic Con. Bye. Oh, totally weak.
That was so. That was weak. That was weak.
That was a weak.
That was weak. That was really weak.